Welcome back. If you think walking alone is enough to stay healthy after 50, today's video might surprise you. After 60, the real danger is not just getting older. It is losing strength so gradually that you do not notice it until everyday life starts feeling harder than it should. It shows up quietly, in moments that seem small at first. Getting out of a chair takes more effort. Climbing stairs feels heavier, and your balance feels less certain than it used to. Many people assume this is simply part of aging, but often it is not just age. It is a steady loss of muscle, stability, and confidence. And if nothing changes, those small struggles can slowly turn into serious limits on independence. The core message of this content is clear and powerful. After the age of 60, walking is still one of the best things you can do for your health. But walking alone may not be enough to keep the body strong, stable, and fully functional. Many older adults are told that if they simply keep walking every day, they are doing everything they need. And while walking absolutely supports circulation, heart health, and overall mobility, it does not always place enough demand on the muscles that matter most for independence. That is where the real issue begins. As the body ages, it naturally starts to lose muscle mass and strength, especially in the legs, hips, and core. These are the exact areas that help a person stand up, sit down, climb stairs, and stay balanced during daily movement. If they become weaker, even ordinary tasks can slowly start to feel more difficult. That is why this content emphasizes that movement should not only be about staying active, it should also be about preserving strength where it counts most. What makes this message so encouraging is that it does not call for intense workouts or complicated gym routines. Instead, it points to one simple exercise that directly supports real-life movement. The goal is not to train harder just for the sake of exercise, but to make sure the body remains capable, steady, and confident in everyday life. In that sense, walking is valuable, but strength-focused movement becomes essential. And once that idea becomes clear, the next question naturally follows. What is the one exercise that can make such a big difference after 60? According to the content, it is the sit-to-stand. At first, that may sound almost too simple to matter. After all, standing up from a chair is something people do every day without thinking about it. But that is exactly why this movement is so powerful. It trains one of the most important actions for independent living, and it does so in a way that directly strengthens the muscles older adults rely on most. Every time you rise from a chair, your body calls on the thighs, hips, glutes, and core to work together. These muscles are essential for balance, posture, and safe movement throughout the day. When they grow weaker, daily life becomes harder in quiet but serious ways. Getting up feels slower. Stairs feel more tiring. Confidence begins to drop. That is why the sit-to-stand is not just a basic movement. It is a practical strength exercise hidden inside an everyday task. What makes it even more valuable is how accessible it is. No gym is required. No expensive equipment is needed. Just a sturdy chair and the willingness to begin. And when done regularly, this simple movement can help rebuild strength where it matters most. So if this message speaks to you, do not ignore it. Subscribe to the channel for more simple guidance, and comment "chair" below if you are ready to start. And once we recognize how powerful the sit-to-stand can be, the next point becomes even more important. Why is walking alone not enough? This is where many older adults get misled. Walking is excellent for keeping the body in motion, supporting the heart, and improving circulation. But it does not always challenge the body in the specific way needed to rebuild strength. It is mostly a forward-moving activity, and while that has real value, it often falls short when it comes to activating the major muscle groups that protect independence. That matters because the muscles most responsible for safe daily movement are the very ones that tend to weaken with age. The thighs, glutes, hips, and core are what help a person rise from a chair, steady themselves, climb stairs, and stay balanced when the ground feels uneven or the body feels tired. If those muscles are not being trained directly, they gradually lose their ability to support the body well. And when that happens, Weakness does not just stay in the background, it begins to show up in ordinary life. That is why this message is so important. A person can walk every day and still struggle with standing up, balance, or lower body strength. In other words, movement alone is not the full answer. The body needs purposeful movement. It needs an exercise that teaches it to push, lift, stabilize, and support itself again. And that is exactly why the sit to stand stands out. It fills the gap that walking often leaves behind. And once that gap becomes clear, the value of the sit to stand becomes even easier to understand. This exercise directly targets the muscle groups that older adults need most for strength, stability, and safe movement. When a person rises from a chair and lowers back down with control, the body activates the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and core all at once. These are not small or secondary muscles. They are the foundation of lower body function, and they play a major role in how confidently a person moves through daily life. That is exactly why this movement matters so much after 60. Strong thighs help support the knees. Strong glutes help stabilize the hips and reduce strain on the lower back. A stronger core helps the body stay upright, balanced, and better controlled during movement. When all of these areas work together, everyday actions begin to feel safer and more natural. Standing up becomes smoother. Walking feels steadier. Even turning, bending, or getting out of a car can feel less difficult. What makes this especially powerful is that the exercise does not isolate strength in a way that feels disconnected from real life. Instead, it builds useful strength in the exact pattern the body already needs every single day. That is why the sit to stand is more than a simple chair movement. It is a practical way to retrain the body to support itself better. And once those key muscles begin getting stronger again, the body does not just move more, it moves with greater confidence, control, and resilience. And when those muscles begin working together more effectively, another major benefit starts to come into focus. The sit to stand is not just a strength exercise, it is a highly functional one. That distinction matters, because functional exercise means training the body for the exact movements it must perform in real life. After 60, that becomes incredibly important. It is one thing to feel active during a workout, but it is something far more valuable to feel capable during the ordinary moments that fill each day. Think about how often a person has to stand up from a chair, get out of bed, rise from the toilet, step out of a car, or lift themselves up after sitting for a while. These moments may seem small, but they are constant. And if the body struggles with them, independence starts to slip away little by little. That is why the sit to stand is so powerful. It trains a movement pattern that older adults depend on again and again, which means the benefits do not stay in the exercise itself. They carry over directly into daily life. This is also what makes the movement so practical and meaningful. It is not about performing an impressive fitness routine. It is about making everyday life easier, safer, and more manageable. And that changes the whole purpose of exercise. Instead of just burning calories or staying busy, the goal becomes preserving freedom. So the more often this movement is practiced with control and consistency, the more it can help the body stay ready for real life, not just for a workout. And once we understand how meaningful this exercise is in real life, the next step becomes clear: learning how to do it correctly. That matters because even the simplest movement becomes far more effective when it is done with control, awareness, and good form. The sit to stand may look basic, but when performed properly, it becomes a powerful tool for rebuilding strength safely after 60. The movement begins with a sturdy chair. Sit near the front edge with your feet about hip-width apart and placed firmly on the floor. Keep your chest lifted, your back straight, and your eyes looking forward. From there, lean slightly forward from the hips, press through your heels, and stand up with control. At the top, gently squeeze the glutes, then lower yourself back down slowly instead of dropping into the chair. That lowering phase is just as important as the standing phase because it teaches the muscles to stay engaged and controlled. At first, some people may need to use their hands on the chair or their thighs for support, and that is perfectly fine. What matters most is starting where you are and improving step by step. Over time, as the legs and core get stronger, less support will be needed, and the movement will begin to feel smoother and more natural. So do not wait for the perfect moment to begin. Start with a few repetitions today. Subscribe for more practical guidance and comment "I start today" below if you are ready to build strength one simple step at a time. And once the movement is done correctly, the next encouraging truth is this: it does not take hours of exercise to begin seeing the benefits. In fact, one of the most powerful ideas in this content is that consistency matters far more than complexity. Many older adults assume they need long workouts, special equipment, or a demanding routine to get stronger. But that belief often becomes the very reason they do nothing at all. The beauty of the sit to stand is that it removes those excuses and replaces them with something simple, realistic, and sustainable. Just a few minutes a day can begin to make a real difference when the movement is repeated with good form and regular practice. A handful of controlled repetitions in the morning, or a few rounds throughout the day, can gradually help the legs, hips, and core become stronger and more dependable. And because the exercise is so closely connected to daily life, even small improvements can feel meaningful very quickly. Standing up becomes easier. The body feels more stable. Confidence starts to return in small but noticeable ways. That is why this point matters so much. The goal is not to overwhelm the body. The goal is to build strength in a way that feels possible enough to continue. And once a person realizes that progress can begin in just 5 minutes a day, exercise no longer feels like a burden. It starts to feel like a practical investment in independence, energy, and quality of life. That is how simple daily action turns into lasting physical change. And once a person sees that even a few minutes a day can create real progress, the next benefit becomes impossible to ignore. The sit to stand does far more than strengthen the legs. It also supports balance, circulation, joint comfort, and overall confidence in movement. That is what makes this exercise so valuable after 60. Its impact reaches beyond muscle and begins to influence how the whole body functions in daily life. As the legs and hips grow stronger, the body becomes better at stabilizing itself during ordinary tasks. That can mean fewer shaky moments when standing up, less hesitation when walking across a room, and more control when climbing stairs or changing direction. Better muscle engagement also helps reduce the load placed on the knees, hips, and lower back. In many cases, this can make movement feel smoother and less stressful on the joints. At the same time, repeated standing and sitting encourages blood flow, which supports circulation and helps the body stay more active overall. What makes this especially encouraging is how these benefits begin to build on each other. Improved strength leads to better balance. Better balance leads to more confidence. More confidence often leads to more movement throughout the day. And that extra movement creates even more support for long-term health. So this exercise is not just about getting up from a chair more easily. It is about giving the body a stronger, steadier foundation for everyday life. And once that foundation improves, daily living can start to feel safer, lighter, and much more manageable. And once those benefits begin to build, one final point becomes especially important. The sit to stand is not meant to replace walking, but to strengthen what walking alone often cannot. This is where many older adults can find the best long-term result. Walking remains one of the most valuable habits for heart health, circulation, mood, and general mobility. It keeps the body active and supports overall endurance. But when walking is combined with a strength-focused movement like the sit to stand, the body receives a much more complete form of support. That combination matters because endurance and strength are not the same thing. A person may still be able to walk around the block, but if getting out of a chair feels difficult or climbing stairs feels unsteady, something important is still missing. The sit to stand helps fill that gap by rebuilding the lower body and core strength needed for safe, confident daily movement. Walking keeps the body moving, while the sit to stand helps the body handle that movement with more control and stability. This is what makes the message so practical and encouraging. You do not have to choose one or the other. You can keep the walk you already value and simply add the exercise that gives your body more support where it needs it most. And when those two habits work together, the result is often greater energy, better balance, stronger movement, and more confidence in daily life. That is how simple actions, done consistently, can help protect independence for years to come. And once you understand how walking and the sit to stand can work together, the final message becomes very clear. The best time to begin is now. Not next month. Not when the body feels weaker. Not when everyday tasks become frustrating. Right now. Because the longer strength is ignored, the easier it becomes for weakness, instability, and loss of confidence to settle in quietly. But the moment a person decides to take action, that pattern can begin to change. That is what makes this message so powerful. It is not really about doing something extreme. It is about choosing one simple movement that can help protect independence, improve balance, and make everyday life easier. A sturdy chair, a few controlled repetitions, and a little consistency can become the starting point for something much bigger. Over time, those small efforts can lead to stronger legs, steadier movement, better confidence, and a body that feels more capable again. And perhaps that is the most encouraging part of all. Meaningful progress does not require perfection. It only requires a beginning. So if this message has spoken to you, do not let it end here. Put a chair in front of you, try a few sit-to-stands today, and prove to yourself that your body can still respond, still improve, and still grow stronger with the right support. And if you want more simple, practical guidance like this, subscribe to the channel, stay connected for the next video, and comment "I start now" below so we can support each other in getting stronger, one step at a time.